winging it on this one. Candace caught me off guard. But I want you to know that I know y'all don't want any attention and you think it's no big deal, but I think it's a big deal because y'all been married 70 years. And I am a lucky guy to call y'all my parents. Y'all have just been an example to me all my life. If there's anything good in me, it's because of y'all. I think that letter I wrote on your 60th anniversary was pretty appropriate. I'd like to read that again. And let's look at it again because it's so very true. But our family is so good and so solid. You know, y'all have talked about how all your grandkids are good, your grandchildren are good. It's just because you're a big example that y'all have set. Y'all are just so solid. And I know it hasn't been always been a smooth ride, but that's been part of the lessons for me, is how to get through the bumps in life. And y'all have got through a lot of them, I know you have. But you've always made it. You always work, persevere, and put up with each other. Oh man, I wish I could tell you how much I love y'all. I really do. Happy anniversary.
I have a couple of things. Of course, Grama and Grampa have been in my life for 39 years, and I've appreciated so much all of their input in our lives and help along the way. But I have a couple of specific times that they have been so helpful to me. One, whenever I had a 2-year-old Clayton and a 6-month-old Chelsea, I had to have my appendix out on emergency surgery. And then I had to come home and take care of a 2-year-old and an infant. And Connie came and just spent some days with me and just helped me do all the things around the house so I could just lie on the couch and recoup. And it was invaluable because I couldn't have done it by myself. So I really appreciate Connie, you taking that time and helping me. And then Grandpa, lately, I know everybody's heard about him building me a chicken house, but it's not just building a chicken house. He's just been showing his skills with just making things out of things lying around, and he's made this wonderful place that I'll have forever, and I'll always be able to remember this was built by Grandpa, and all of his ingenuity to just take something that was nothing and make it into something very useful and very helpful. And it was just his idea that I needed a garden shed along with the chicken pen. So he built both of them, made sure I had what I needed, because he said he didn't want me to have to run up and down the hill to the barn all the time. I really appreciate them and all that they've done for us. And I wish you the best rest of your life, and may it be long and wonderful and healthy and fulfilled.
Probably one of the funniest stories that I can think of with Grandpa was I was in about 8th grade, and Grandpa had just retired, and I was thinking that I could outrun him for Christmas. And we went out on this vacant road in Houston, and we raced, and it was about 35 degrees outside, and I was just talking like, "Oh, Grandpa, you're an old man. You're getting slow," and he smoked me. like 60, I think he was like 62 years old, and just outran me, and just I had such a humble slice of pie that day, well served. And probably one of the funniest stories for Grandma is when they first started RVing, and I went with them to buy their truck, went with them to get their first RV, because it was during one of the summers that I was coming up to visit. And we went camping, and I caught a fish when they were just setting up their RV, and I could tell that Grandma was probably so uncomfortable just for me catching a fish, no fishing license, nothing, and she was so concerned that all of us was going to get charged or arrested or whatever. But yeah, Grandma, she gets so worried about little things, and she's like, "Come here, Jack, get inside." She was so protective of me, and I love you, Grandma and Grandpa, and we have shared so many memories. It's hard to really pick a specific one just to recollect, but y'all have been such a blessing in my life, and I love y'all.
All right, Grandma and Grandpa. So it was spring break, 2009. I bring my whole college group down. We're gonna float the buffalo. You know the rest, but I'll recap it. We go down this rapid. Everybody flips over because they're following me. There's an ice storm with the branch in the way, and I hit it, and then my 3 or 4 buddies behind hit it. Dad's canoe gets washed down. One of Jess's wraps around a rock. We come up, somehow get a hold of you. Grandpa comes back, gets in one of the canoes we have left, and he said he's gonna go get Dad's canoe back. And I said, Grandpa, you better not. River's too big today. And he just looks at me and goes, Clayton. And he takes off. And I think, oh no, he's dead. And I have to drive your giant Dodge Ram dually back. I don't know how to drive the stick shift. And I jump all the way to Grandma at the low water bridge in Ponca. I tell her, she's worried and distraught. And we wait there till sundown. My buddies go make camp. And about, I don't know, 3 hours later probably, the sun's going down. Here comes Grandpa shivering because he's flipped over, but he has the canoe tied behind his canoe. And he comes up and Grandma has hot tea ready for him, and he's shaking so much he spills it on himself. And that whole ordeal made me feel about that small, because this guy is in his 70s and has to save the day for all these 20-year-olds. But that story kind of encompasses you guys to me, that you're gonna always be our safety net and be there for us, but also be there for each other. So I'll never forget that.
Okay, when I think about y'all, there are 2 big things that always pop into my mind. One is just how adventurous you both have been throughout your lives. I think it's such an inspiration that you have just lived your life so fully. I remember when y'all went on your trip to Alaska, you sent us postcards like at least every week. I felt like every time we got the mail, there was always a new postcard and you were telling us about all these interesting things you were doing. And even as a kid, I think that made us want to travel and experience new places. And I think y'all did such a good job of placing that in us. And I also just think about the way that you both care for each other so well. I remember, gosh, it was probably 10 years ago now, and we had gone on a hike. I think we were going to Hawksville, and Grandma sat down. We were just taking a little break, getting some water, and I looked over, and Grandpa had he had brought some sort of a little towel, and he was wetting it, and he was putting it on Grandma's neck, and he was rubbing her back and just making sure she was okay. And I think that's such a beautiful example of the way the 2 of you just have loved each other for such a long time. And I think you're just getting better and better at it every day, and it's an inspiration for how I hope my marriage is. I remember going to Hot Springs and visiting y'all. I remember the garage and putting silly sayings on it, jumping on the trampoline, going on walks. Y'all have always just been fun. You are fun grandparents and have been just a delight to get to have in my life for these 30 years. And we're excited for the next 10. We're excited for 80. Love you all so much.
Back when Grandma and Grampa lived in Hot Springs, we'd come visit them maybe a couple times a year, and we'd get there, and Grandpa's main reason for us coming was getting up before sunup and going fishing. And it was very important that we caught fish and didn't get skunked. And we'd wake up early, and Grandma's main priority was us eating good. So, she'd put on a big spread. All this is very early, 4:30. It seemed very early to me as a little kid. So we'd hem haul around and we'd eat, and it was always really good. And Grandpa wouldn't say anything, but you could tell he was antsy because we needed to get on the road so we could get there before sunup, because they only bit in a 30-minute area. And he never would say anything because he knew to her that the most important thing was us enjoying her meal. And so he never would say, let's go, nothing. He would let her, run the house. And then, we'd get in the truck and we'd go 80 miles an hour, maybe 90 miles an hour in his dually to get to the hole. And he never would say anything about it, but you knew the urgency. Once we got out of the table eating breakfast, we had to go. But it, looking back on that, it really kind of taught me a lot about my marriage and compromises, and you really wouldn't. I don't think I realized that back then, but looking back, kind of special. And when I was little, Grandma used to always tell me if I kept running around barefoot, I was going to get worms. That didn't happen.
Okay, happy anniversary, Tom and Connie. I have gotten to be a part of your family for like 11 years, 12 years, something like that. And so what I am so thankful for is what's really cool is that I've not had grandparents in my life for a while now. Most of my grandparents have passed away when I was still living at home and as a kid, and so it's been such an honor and privilege to get to have you as grandparents for myself, and then even as great grandparents for our kids. And so I'm just thankful for that, and just the longevity of your marriage has been so cool to watch for Clayton and I think too. And I think one of the memories that I have of you guys that was just a good memory, it's not a funny thing or anything like that, but was just getting to go to Colorado with the Taft family early on in marriage. And I think we had already had Blair at that point, but it was just fun getting to go out and travel with you guys at Gunnison and seeing all the places that you guys have been out there, and just making memories out there and seeing Tom fish and just enjoying a little bit of the travel with you guys before you guys had decided to travel less. And so anyways, we love you guys so much, and so again, happy anniversary.
Happy 70th anniversary, Grama and Grampa. I very appreciate your wisdom and guidance over the years and always being there for me. I very much appreciate the phone calls I always get from y'all, and I love learning about your life. It makes me want to be better in my future. I love y'all so much, and thank you. Have a good day.
Hey, Tom and Connie. One memory that really stands out for me that I've got the experience with you all is I think about the first time when we met. Chelsea and I came to your house in Harrison. It was February 2021. Connie, you cooked a delicious breakfast for us, and we got to sit around the table getting to know each other. And I just remember, one, how just warm and welcoming you all were to me, and two, just getting to hear about all of your travels and adventures and realize that was something that we all have in common. I just love getting to hear about just the adventures you all have had in your marriage and with your family. That's something that I love to get to experience with Chelsea, and one day with our kids and with the family. And so really just enjoyed getting to hear about everything you all have done together and get to share stories. We went to your garage and just got to talk through some of the pieces that you all have picked up that symbolize just places you've been and things you've experienced. And just really have treasured that and enjoyed that, and just have got to continue to experience how warm and welcoming and loving and kind and wise you all are. Just always really get to enjoy hearing from you all. Thank you all so much too, just for all the ways that you love and that you ask about and care about my mom, my grandmother, and they love you so much as well, and we love you so much. And yeah, we're just so grateful for you all. So yeah, just congratulations on 70 amazing years together. Looking forward to celebrating 80. So excited for you all, and grateful for you all. We love you.
Tom and Connie, I just want to wish you a happy anniversary, happy 70th. Hope many years to come for you in the future.
One really important thing when I think about Grandpa is this. Well, you know me, I've always got all this old junk in my house I thought I'd bring. So we've got here's this newspaper clipping it's actually from 1985, and we met this person at a garage sale in Seattle, and we started talking, and then we realized that we're actually related, and they actually wrote this book, and the book is in here in this newspaper clipping. So I'm gonna go ahead and give that to you. And so we've got some sardines, because that's some good protein in there. You can have those really easy. And oh gosh, this one, I was at another garage sale in Albuquerque, and there was this Indian lady, and we actually realized she was related to Pocahontas, and she made this bracelet by hand, and it has the American flag from Betsy Ross in that bracelet. And yeah, so here, I'm gonna give that to you, and that's all I got this time. But I've always got some more junk that I'm gonna find. I'll give it to you next time, okay?